My name is Brittany Booker. I'm 39 years old. I have been sober for almost 4 years. I struggled with alcoholism and drug addiction for about 16 years, from young adulthood until I was about 35 years old. Around 35, I don't know, had a moment of clarity, had several moments of clarity, had a lot of things going wrong in my life, and decided that finally the pain of changing would be a little bit less than the pain of staying the same. And I asked for help for the first time. And ever since then, my life has been headed in a very different trajectory. Today, I'm a person who has a lot of options in life and a person who seeks out opportunities. And before, I was a person who hid from the world and who, through fear, just collapsed my life into a very small prison. And today I do feel like a free person who gets to move about life in an exciting way, and experience new things, and is not afraid by them. Well, I mean, not to get into any specific detail, but a lot of the circumstances in my life were just disagreeable to me. I had lost a job in a very embarrassing public way. I had been evicted. I was in a pretty unsafe living situation, and I think it was really, the job thing, because that was so public and so embarrassing and so full of shame, that for whatever reason that tipped the scales. A lot of my other behavior had been pretty objectionable up to that point, but for some reason I think getting in trouble publicly really tipped the scale to push me to ask for help, because I did have a moment of clarity. You hear a lot of alcoholics, addicts talk about that, and I had some moment where I was looking in the mirror and I didn't recognize who I was, and I knew in that moment that if I continued doing what I was going to do, I was headed towards death, probably within the next decade. And I knew that's not what I wanted, and that was really enough to just ask for help, which is something I had been very unwilling to do for a very long time, even though people had been trying to offer me help off and on. But I think that my life finally got so uncomfortable and so objectionable that I finally decided to ask for help. Oof. Well, I learned how to live life. I didn't have any tools to manage living life before. I was a person who was full of fear from a really young age, before drugs and alcohol entered the picture. And my life was really small and become really small because of fear. And, the drugs and alcohol had become a solution to that. So I thought, and then so it was for a while, but after a while, I'm watching people live life, and I'm not understanding how they understand how to live life. Everyone seemed to just understand how to be an adult. I never understood that. And, when I got sober, I was given a set of tools the more that I worked for them that helped me face life head on. I had lived life in a lot of chaos before, a lot of ups and downs. And I had the tools to kind of learn how to live in just the regular, mundane world, how to get through the day and do what I'm supposed to do. And then face the hard things, look at the hard things in life and face them. And I don't know. So it's just given me, I just have a set of tools now that I can face life. Joy, having joy. That's not something I had before. I was convinced the world was stacked against me before I found recovery. And recovery really is quite a bit more than just being sober. I'm not white knuckling life. I found my true purpose and my true joy. Starting with putting down the drinks and the alcohol, but then picking up a set of tools and a set of spiritual tools to look at the world through. And that is really what's changed my life, the lens of spirituality and finding a power greater than myself. So my life looks full today, full of love and family and relationships and marriage, which is something I never thought I wanted. Never pictured myself that way. So yeah, my life is full today. Mm. Well, I mentioned before, it's quite a bit more than just not drinking or drugs. Recovery to me is it's like the world is like completely opened up to me. And you know, and I found that it opened up because of kind of being open to like spirituality and just like being open to something that's maybe a little bit bigger than me. Um, and that's made the world seem so much bigger to me and exciting. And you know, I embrace life a little bit more than I did before, and I kind of like welcome challenge and grow through challenge now. And I found that like my life gets more full and more exciting, you know, the less I shy away from life. And you know, I kind of have this like power that's bigger than me that I can rely on, that I don't, you know, I'm not having to live life through my own sheer willpower and like self-reliance, you know. And that's really been the thing that's changed. I don't know who I'm becoming, but I know that she's somebody who shows up now, and she's somebody who can face her fears. And I know that that's only going to continue to be to push me to more and more exciting things, bigger things. Don't give up too early, you know. Really celebrate the small victories. There are so many tiny little small wins that you get, especially in the beginning. You have to be willing to look at all of the little small things that nudge you in a positive direction. And you know, don't hang your hat on like needing something really big to happen, like getting all of the things back at once, you know. Like, just do the work and get little bit by little bit by little bit back, because you will turn around in an X amount of time and look and see, like, you'll see the big things. They won't feel like it in the moment, but you have to celebrate all the little small wins, because it's all those tiny little victories that add up to time and forward motion. That it's treatable, that we do recover. We're not a lost cause, and it is a disease, and should be treated as such. Shouldn't be treated as a criminal offense. It should be treated as a disease, and we can recover, and we recover.